They say only the good die young, but what if I told you that all of them are wrong? Welcome to my channel. In 1975, the world was rocked by the news of a brutal murder in the Red Sea. A young woman named was on a diving trip with her new husband when she was shot in the head by an unknown assailant. But as the story goes, there were no witnesses and no motive, which made it impossible for the police to find the culprit. The case went cold after a few weeks, and everyone moved on with their lives. Or did they? Fast forward to 2016, more than 40 years later, when a group of scuba divers stumbled upon a sunken boat at a depth of 30 meters. What they found inside the wreckage was so shocking that it made headlines around the world. Human remains, personal belongings, and several firearms were discovered, all perfectly preserved in the oxygen-free waters of the Red Sea. But the most shocking discovery was a Polaroid camera. And when the divers brought it to the surface and developed the film, they found a picture of the murder victim, Jill, along with 2 other men. One of them was clearly a soldier in full uniform. The other was a civilian with his face slashed across the photo. But who was he and why did he kill Jill? To this day, the mystery of Jill's murder remains unsolved. But there is one theory that has more evidence to support it than any other. It has to do with the man in the photo. Some believe that he was a member of the Israeli Defense Forces, also known as the IDF, and they have some pretty convincing evidence to back up their claim. For starters, the murder happened during the height of the Arab-Israeli conflict. At the time, Israel was fighting against several Palestinian groups, including the Palestine Liberation Organization, or PLO, which was led by Yasser Arafat. In fact, Arafat himself was in the Red Sea resort town of Sharm el-Sheikh when Jill was murdered. And as the story goes, he was there to meet with Israeli officials to discuss a possible ceasefire. But then why would someone from the PLO want to kill Jill? Well, here's where things get a little murky. You see, Jill's husband was a British national, which meant that she had access to a lot of classified information. In fact, her husband worked for MI6, the British intelligence agency. So it's possible that Jill was targeted because of his work. But if that's the case, then why were the Israeli Defense Forces involved? Well, it's possible that they were brought in to help with the investigation, or perhaps they were the ones who carried out the hit. After all, Jill was killed with a bullet to the head, which is a common execution method used by the IDF. But who ordered the hit and why? Well, that's where the theory falls apart. There is simply no evidence to support it. Without evidence, we can only speculate. Perhaps it was a rogue IDF soldier who acted without orders. Maybe he was targeting anyone who was close to the British, whether they were Israeli or not. Or perhaps there is another explanation entirely. The truth is, we may never know what really happened to Jill. But one thing is for sure. The Red Sea holds many secrets, and some of them are best left undisturbed. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, check out more content.